Hi runners, this one's for you. This sequence is ideal for after a long run to lengthen, loosen, and soothe tight leg, hip, and back muscles and prevent that post-run soreness from setting in. You don't necessarily need to do this sequence immediately after your run. You do it sometime later the same day, that's ideal. You don't need any props for this, but you may want a block or a bolster if you have one or both of those around. We'll begin sitting on our heels at the back of the mat. Go ahead and bring your knees out wide to the edges of the mat and walk your hands forward, as far forward as they'll go. Let your forehead come down to the mat, settling into this extended child's pose. Walk your fingers as far forward as they'll go so you're getting a nice stretch from your hips all the way up through your fingertips. Your arms stay engaged, but every other part of your body is relaxed. Your legs are relaxed. Your lower back is relaxed. Your neck and head are relaxed. Take your attention to your breath. Find a steady, natural rhythm. Let your inhales be long and full. Let your exhales be slow and complete. Slow, deep, natural breathing. With your next inhale, walk your hands back toward you and come back to sitting. One exhale here, then inhale and sweep your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers and press your palms up to the sky, lifting up from the base of your spine, making yourself longer, stretching upward. Exhale, twist slowly to the left, rotating from the base of your spine. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, rotate to the right, keeping your upper body tall. Inhale, come back to face forward. Release your fingers, palms face forward. Hinge from the hips to bend forward as you lower your hands back to the mat. This time, keep your head lifted so it's level with your hips. Walk your hands over to the right, as far right as you're able to go. Your arms are outstretched long. For a deeper stretch, place your left hand on top of the right. Allow your forehead to reach toward the floor. Maybe it comes all the way, maybe it doesn't. Inhale deeply here. Exhale, let go. Inhale, lift your head, walk your hands back through the center and over to the left. Right hand on top of left. Exhale, release your forehead down to the mat. Come back to your breath. Inhale, lift your head. Walk your hands back to the center and come back up to sitting. Tuck your toes underneath you. Make sure your pinky toes are facing forward. Come to sitting with a straight spine. We won't be here long, just a quick stretch for the bottoms of the feet. And then lean forward, untuck your toes, place the tops of your feet on the floor, and come back to sitting on your heels. Place your hands behind you and rock back, lifting your knees up so you're getting a nice stretch through the tops of the feet and the ankles. Maybe rocking gently here, up and down. Come back to sitting. Bring your legs out straight in front of you so you're sitting in a 90-degree position with your legs straight, spine straight, feet flexed. If your lower back is rounding, grab a blanket or a block to sit on, or you can bend your knees a little if you need to. Exhale, let yourself sway forward, easing into the stretch, staying gentle with those tight hamstring and calf muscles. Your hands are reaching as far forward as they'll go, whether that's to your shins or ankles, or grabbing the backs of your feet. If you can go farther, maybe you want to grab onto one wrist. Inhale to elongate the spine, and exhale, invite your heart to lower down. With every breath out, relax a little more deeply into this stretch. We're here for 2 more long breaths. Inhale, lift slowly back up to sitting. Bend your right knee. Grab the outside of your right foot and inhale, extend the leg as you raise the foot up into the air. Rotate so you're looking behind you, right arm reaching in the direction of your gaze. IT band stretch. The goal is to have both your spine and your legs straight. So if this isn't possible, hold the side of your calf instead, or you can wrap a strap around your foot. And exhale, release. We'll do the other side. Bend your left knee, grab the outside of your left foot, and look back over your left shoulder as you extend your left leg. Breathe steadily. Exhale, release the foot down and come back to face forward. Bring yourself into a tabletop, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Draw circles with your hips to the right. We're going to draw 3 circles in each direction. You can make these circles as wide and slow as you want them to be. Observe all the sensations that are occurring in and around your hips and your lower back, your middle back, around your shoulders, and anywhere else. Come back to tabletop. Extend your right leg behind you, tuck your right toes on the floor, and press your heel back and down. Maybe rock it forward and back, finding the best stretch for you. This should hopefully feel really nice on your calf. Hold here for 1 more second, and then we'll switch legs. Over to the left. Tucking the toes, press the heel back. Hands are pressing firmly into the ground, and your core is engaged here, keeping you stable. Bring your left knee back to the mat, and then walk your knees backwards so you have a little more space on the mat in front of you. Bring your hands forward up near the front corners of the mat and let your heart melt down towards the mat, bringing either your forehead or your chin to rest on the mat. Or if you have a really flexible spine, maybe your chest reaches all the way to the mat. Come back to your breath while you enjoy this nice shoulder opening back bend. One more long breath here, and then inhale, lift up, come back to your tabletop. From here, tuck your toes under and press up into a downward facing dog. Pedal your heels out, warming up your legs with a little movement. Then press your heels toward the ground, coming into your traditional down dog. Bring your right foot closer to the midline of the mat and cross your left foot on top of your right so your left ankle is resting on top of the back of your right. Stretch both heels back and down. Send the hips up and back. Lengthen the spine and really isolate the stretch in the back of your right leg. Notice where you feel that most intensely. In your calf muscle or somewhere else. Release the leg and shift so the left foot is on the midline. Cross your right foot over the left. Reach the heels back and send the stretch into the back of your left leg. Uncross your ankles and lower back down to tabletop. Then bring your left knee toward the center of the mat. Kickstand your left shin out at 45 degrees. Straighten your right leg and place the inner edge of your right foot on the mat. Your left hand comes down to the mat. Inhale your right arm up and over alongside your ear, your palm facing down, finding a nice stretch through the right side of your body. Lift the right side of your torso upwards, your right hip upwards. Deepen the stretch. Exhale, come back to tabletop and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Kickstand your right shin, line up your right hand, right knee, left foot, and inhale, left arm up and over. Stretch, lengthen. This time, get ready, we'll do something different. Inhale, sweep your arm to your side and lift yourself upright so you're standing on your right knee. Bend your left knee over your left ankle. Rest your left forearm on your thigh and inhale your right arm up alongside your ear. We're just going to rock the left knee forward and back. You can use your arm to press the leg open for a deeper inner thigh stretch. Now we're going to hold here with the knee forward for 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring both knees to the ground. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Bend your right knee over the ankle. Rest your forearm on your thigh. Inhale, left arm up. Rock the right knee forward and back. And hold your knee forward here for 3, 2, 1. Lower your left arm and come to a tabletop. Right away, press up to downward facing dog. Long spine, strong legs. Inhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Lower your left knee down. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky, coming into low crescent lunge. Exhale, place your hands down inside your right foot and heel toe your right foot out to the edge of the mat, setting up for lizard pose. Here, it's your choice how deep you want to go, so maybe right here on your hands is enough for you. Or maybe you want to grab a block or two to place under your hands. Otherwise, if you want to go deeper, you can come down, maybe forearms onto blocks or onto the floor. You can untuck the toes of your back foot, resting the top of the foot on the mat, and allow your right knee to fall wider open, out toward the right side. You can let your head hang down, relaxing the back of your neck. Giving ourselves a few moments of stillness here. Everything is still except for the breath. As you inhale, slowly lift your head up and place your hands back on the mat. From here, optional, if you want a quadricep stretch, bend your back knee, toes pointing upward, and reach back to grab the foot. This might not be possible, so if so, just bend the knee as far as you can, or skip this one. It's a pretty intense stretch, so go easy on yourself. Lower your foot back to the mat. Bring your right knee back to join the left. Tuck your toes, press up to downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Bring your shoulders forward so you're in a plank. Exhale, lower your knees and pelvis down to the mat. Come into a cobra, as deep of a cobra as you want. If it feels good, keep the arms straight or bend the elbows and lower your belly and chest to the mat for baby cobra. Inhale, press your shoulders up, stretching out the front of the body and flow back to downward facing dog. Bring your left foot forward between your hands, lower your back knee. Inhale, sweep your arms up, low crescent. Exhale, hands down to the inside of the left foot. Heel toe your left foot out to the edge of the mat. Press the top of your back foot on the mat if you like. Lizard pose on this side. Come as deep as you want. Allow your left hip to open up. Relax the head. Let your body soften. Option to take the quad stretch on this side. If you can reach your foot, pull the heel toward your glutes. As close as it will come until you reach your edge. Release your foot, come onto your hands, tuck your back toes, and press up to downward dog. 3 breaths here. Feel free to pedal the heels or sway the hips from side to side if that feels good. Inhale, bring your right knee towards your right forearm. Let your knee slide to the mat behind your wrist and bring your right foot as far forward as it will go, close to your left wrist, and then lower your pelvis for seated pigeon. Your back leg is straight, top of your back foot resting on the mat, your hips are level. Walk your hands back closer to your hips to deepen the back bend. Give the hips a little time to start to open before we go deeper. And then walk the hands forward, come down as far as you'd like to go. Maybe that's onto your elbows, or maybe make a pillow with your hands to rest your forehead on. Or maybe bring your forehead all the way down to the mat. Once you've found your edge, your deepest, non-painful stretch, settle in for a short pause of stillness. Keep your breath slow and deep. This is a deep hip opener, so if any uncomfortable sensations arise, that's totally normal. If just pure pleasure arises, that's normal too. Lift your head, bring your hands back to the mat, tuck your back toes, come to downward dog. And bring your left knee to your elbow, lower it down behind your left wrist, and come into pigeon on this side, adjusting your front foot if needed. Healthy compression for the lumbar spine. And walk your hands forward, settle into your sleeping pigeon. Notice if you feel any resistance anywhere. Sometimes the muscles are still unconsciously holding on, ready for action when they don't need to be. See if you can just let go of that, loosen a little more. Slowly come up to sitting, and this time we're going to turn so we're facing toward the right side of the mat and open your legs into a wide V. If you notice that your lower back is rounding, you want to grab a height to sit on, whether that's a blanket or block or bolster, so your spine can be nice and tall. From here, start to sway your shoulders side to side as you very gently come forward. Come as far forward as you can, whether that's just onto your hands or your elbows, Or maybe you can go even farther. Your toes are flexed in this position to deepen the stretch through the legs. Once again, come to your edge and then let go. Little by little, as time passes, you might find that you can go a little deeper as your inner thigh muscles gradually start to lengthen. One more slow, steady breath here. Then, in slow motion, lift yourself back up to sitting up straight. Now, 2 options here. I'm going to demonstrate with the legs straight, but if that feels like too much for you, you also have the option to bend one knee, your right knee first, and bring your heel in close to your pelvis. Then we'll all look toward our left foot. Slide the top of your left hand along the inside of your left leg towards your left foot. If you can, rest the top of your arm on the ground. Inhale and reach your right arm up to the sky. And then your choice here, either reach over towards your foot or stay reaching up to the sky. Your body, your practice. Inhale, release your right hand back to the mat and come up to sitting straight. Take a moment here in a neutral spine, and then turn to face the right. If you're practicing with a bent knee, straighten your right knee and bend the left. Slide the top of your right hand towards your right foot, maybe forearm to the ground, and then sweep your left arm up or up and over. Maybe reaching toward the toes, maybe grabbing the toes. Stay here and breathe. Inhale, slowly come back up to sitting. Bring the soles of both feet together, keeping them a little distance away from your pelvis to create a nice diamond shape here. Resting your hands on your feet, exhale, come forward, lowering your forehead down. If you have a block, you can make a little tower to support your forehead. Place the block in between your feet, like so, any height that you want, or maybe using 2 blocks. If you don't need a block, you can come down to rest your head on your hands, or maybe all the way on your feet. Inhale, lift back up to sitting. If there's a block on your mat, move it off to the side. From here, point your left knee forward so your left knee is bent. Your left heel is beside your right hip. Then bring your right foot over outside your left thigh. Give your knee a hug. If this is not comfortable, you can also do this pose with your bottom leg straight, like so. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky and place your right hand on the ground behind you. Bring your left elbow across your right knee, and then inhale, straighten your spine again, and rotate to look back over your right shoulder. You're twisting from the base of your spine, so the spine is lengthening while it's twisting. This is really nice for so many parts of the body, but especially for sore glutes and any tension in the upper back and shoulders. Exhale, release, come to face forward. Unwind the legs really slowly. Set up your legs for the second side. Hug your left knee. Inhale your left arm up, keeping your upper body tall as you place your left hand behind you and then your right elbow across the knee. Press your tricep against your thigh bone as you twist back, looking behind you. Keep breathing steadily. With your next exhale, release. And come to lying down on your back, keeping your knees bent to start. We've got just a few postures left, and they're all reclining postures, so this will be very relaxing from now on. Your first option here is to keep the left knee bent. Other option, if you're more flexible, is to have the left leg straight, resting on the mat. Lift your right leg up in the air and wrap your hands behind your thigh, keeping your foot flexed. Walk your hands up the back of your leg as you pull it towards you. Go as high as you can go while keeping the upraised leg really straight. If you can reach, grab the big toe with your peace fingers. You can also use a strap around your foot or just keep your hands lower on the leg. Feel that? Hello, hamstrings. Breathe into the tightness. We're here for just a few more seconds. Really look for that deep hamstring stretch. Bend your left knee if it's not already bent. Take your right foot and place it on top of the knee. Lift the left knee towards your chest. Place your hands on your left thigh and interlace your fingers behind your thigh, or if you can, behind your left shin. Pull the legs toward you until you find a really good stretch through the right glutes and hamstring in this figure 4 stretch. And breathe into the tightness. It might be nice to stay here all day, but we're going to uncross and do the other side. Right leg is either bent or straight on the ground. Lift your left foot into the air and walk your hands up along the back of your left leg. Maybe grab your big toe. Find your deepest stretch here. Just 2 more seconds here. And now slide your right foot toward you to bend your right knee. Place your left foot on top of the knee, and you know what to do from here. Fingers interlaced behind your right thigh or your right shin. Pull the legs toward you and let any resistance go. Now release both legs, bring the feet together. Our next pose is a reclining shoelace. For this one, lift both feet and cross your right knee over left. Draw the knees toward your chest and grab onto your shins or your ankles. Use your hands to pull your knees closer to you while drawing your ankles wide apart, as wide as you can get them. So nice for the outer hips, glutes, lower back. Enjoy this for a couple more breaths. Slowly release, unwind the legs, and recross them with left knee over right. Come back into the pose on this side. Notice if it feels any different on this side. Often we're tighter on one side than the other. Coming to our last couple seconds in this posture. Let go and uncross. Bring your feet back to the ground. If you have a block or bolster, grab it now for our next posture, which will be legs up the wall pose. You might notice that I don't have a wall, and that's okay. We can do this without a wall. If you have your prop, place it underneath your sacrum. Make sure it's comfortable. If you don't have a prop, you can do this without. Place your palms on the ground and lift your legs up into the air. Make sure your block is comfortable under your sacrum. Adjust it if you need to. Your feet are relaxed, halfway between flexed and extended. Once you're here, invite your eyelids to close for deeper relaxation. Your arms can stay by your side, or your hands can rest on your belly, or one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Whatever feels best to you. This is such a nice pose for sore or tired legs, letting them rest while reversing the normal direction of circulation. The name of this pose in Sanskrit is Biarritz, and even though we normally call it legs up the wall pose in English, its literal translation is the action of inverting. So you see, we really don't need a wall. Although this is also really nice to do against a wall, and you're welcome to use one if you have one nearby. You're also welcome to stay there for up to 15 to 20 minutes if you like. But in this video, we'll be here for about another 10 seconds. Go ahead and lower your feet down, slowly, slowly. Let your toes find the ground, and then your heels. Lift the hips up and move the block out from under you if you were using one. Lower your spine to the mat and straighten out into Shavasana. Your legs are straight, your arms are straight. Maybe shift around to get more comfortable, to stretch out fully, finding your most relaxed, most comfortable position. With every breath in, you're becoming lighter. With every breath out, you're surrendering to stillness. With every breath in, relaxation is flowing into you. With every breath out, you're letting go of anything that stands in the way of a sense of complete well-being. You're welcome to stay here longer if you like. If you're ready, inhale and stretch yourself long. Roll onto one side and lift up to sitting. Take a couple moments of final stillness here. Notice how your body feels, how your mind feels. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, palms to your heart. I hope you and your legs are feeling rejuvenated. If you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments below. Have a beautiful rest of the day.